Hello and a great big welcome to this week's I Did It in My Pyjamas. I'm Souza, and every Sunday night we get together in our jammies, grab a nice cup of tea, and we chat about my book I Did It in My Pyjamas. Sorry, excuse me one sec. I've got the wrong thing showing, you've got last week's one. I'm back! Hi, sorry about that. Oh, the joys of life. Okay, so, first of all, a little bit about I Did It in My Pyjamas. I wrote this book probably about 2 years ago now, and it's about my journey in the Women's Business Club and how I've grown the club from absolutely nothing to the wonderful national success that it is today. And it appears that we're having technical difficulties, so excuse me one second again. Problem. There we go. Okay, right, I won't be distracted now. So the way it works is you grab a cup of tea, pop your jammies on, grab a copy of the book I Did It in My Pyjamas. If you don't have a copy of the book yet, you can grab a copy on www.angeladesouza.com/books. You'll find a copy of this book and a copy of some of my other books that I've written, and I'd love you to join in, have a chat, post your questions. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Just tell me how your day is going. I'd really like to, make this a bit more interactive and hear from you, and know that I'm not here alone with my lovely fire, my cup of tea, speaking to myself. So yeah, here we go. Right, so thus far, what we've chatted about is money and how we can start a business, with little or no money. It is possible. There is a saying that says it takes money to make money, and yes, if you have money, you could potentially make that money grow and do really, really well, but very few people have the skill, the know-how, or the character to take money and make it grow. So one thing that I often say to people is that if you're struggling and you have no money and you don't think you can do anything, you're actually probably in the best place you could be, because it's that journey of learning how to make money from nothing, that journey of the trials and errors, the mistakes, the failures, the ups, the downs, the profits, the losses. It's that whole journey that helps you become a better business person, and on that basis, you're more likely to succeed in your business than if you were just given a lump sum cash injection. In fact, many businesses who have received a lump sum cash injection have failed after a few years because they didn't have all the elements, all the ingredients that are required to build, maintain, and sustain a successful business. And so when we say it doesn't take money to make money, it's true, it really doesn't take money to make money. I think you can learn an awful lot from trying to do something and being forced in a position to have to generate money. You can learn an awful lot from being in that position than just being given money, given cash, given a business. So where we're up to in the book is we are on the chapter It Doesn't Take Money to Make Money, and what we've covered is a few practical tips on how to make money. For example, our biggest tip thus far is take payment first. So if you're in a situation where you have no money but you want to start a business, find a way to get money in first and then deliver afterwards. We've had a look at the fact that a lot of what it takes to build a business without money sometimes has nothing to do with money. So what we're currently looking at the moment is the character, the person that we need to become in order to make money. The key lies in being the right person as opposed to having an initial investment. Okay, so that's what we've been looking at, and in the past few weeks we've looked at authenticity. Judy Garland said, always be a first-rate version of yourself and not a second-rate version of someone else. Authentic people are attractive. Business will come to you if you just be yourself. Whatever that might mean is different for everyone. But authenticity is an essential ingredient to successful business. Then we had a look at passion, and how with passion you can sell ice to an Eskimo. You could sell sand in the desert. So passion is something that money can't buy. side. You either have it or you don't. And you need to put yourself in a position where you're in a business where you're absolutely passionate about what you do. It's a no-brainer. You absolutely love what you do. People will buy into that passion. Sometimes they might even buy into your passion and then ask what it is you're selling. But then we had a look after that at passion killers. Because if passion is essential, the opposite is true, that without passion, you can't go very far. And so we had a look at a few passion killers. We looked at burnout and criticism. Now, I'm skipping through what we've already covered, so you can either grab yourself a copy of the book and catch up, or have a look at our channel on YouTube or on our website, souza.com, and you can also watch previous episodes. But today, I saved one of the passion killers because I wanted to dig into it a little deeper. So other passion killers included complacency, fear, but what I want to talk about today is negative people. In business, it's about people. It's a given. It's only people that are going to spend their money with you. People buy from people. So becoming the right person is essential. Let me read to you because I think I couldn't express it any better than I already have in the book. I had to sigh as I began this section. The pain and memories of negative people is still raw. Negative people are usually jealous of what you have achieved and who you have become. It's been a tough journey, but I have learned not to listen to everything that negative people say. There is a fine line between constructive criticism and negativity, and it takes a great deal of practice to learn what to take to heart and what to ignore. Flattery is not negative, but just damaging. In both cases, negativity and flattery, the person is not interested in your best interests, but in their best interests. They want to gain from you or put you down so that they can feel better about themselves. In both cases, take no notice. It would be rude to show them the hand, speak to the hand, but really you should do that, metaphorically. Take no notice if possible. If it's not possible and a response is required, try the following. The first thing that you can do, and I've really learned this about people, is try and put yourself into their shoes. Just take a minute, because they have a perspective and it's valid, and you have a perspective and it's valid. And sometimes we can solve a lot of problems simply by considering their perspective. And many times it's not a case of right or wrong. It's just a case of different views, different perspective on things. And so it's really, really important to take time. If you do find a negative person, or if you do come across somebody that you deem to be difficult or somebody you're struggling with, just take a moment to consider their perspective. Now here are some other things that you can do. Empathize with them. Show them that you care, even though you disagree. You don't have to change your opinion on a subject. You don't have to change what you believe to be true. You can disagree with somebody, but you can still validate what they have to say. Be sincere with your empathy, as they often don't know that what they are doing is immature. We're all on a journey, aren't we? None of us have cracked it. None of us are perfect yet. We are all growing and becoming better people, better businessmen and women. Some people are a bit behind, some people are a bit ahead. But none of us are perfect. And so it's very important that we who are sincere in offering empathy to people, if they're difficult people, really understand them. Another great tip is avoid arguments, especially public social media disputes. Just don't go there. Don't go there. When they provoke you, keep your cool and refuse to argue. Might be difficult, more difficult for some than others. You might be going red in the face because you just have something to say, but you've got to hold it in, okay? Find a way to diffuse the situation no matter what it takes. Responding to an argument will only lower you to their level. And so it's really important that we just take a few seconds just to hold it in and make sure that we are not, because people watch. People are watching you. People are watching me. People do watch each other. And they watch how you respond. And you may not even be dealing with a potential client, but you may have a potential client who's watching you seeing how you deal with conflict, seeing how you deal with people, and as a result you win business because of the side view, this audience that's watching you and how you deal with people. So sometimes the negative person may not even turn into a client, but you still have to treat them in a particular way because other people are watching and observing, and also it's their word of mouth. You know, those people are going to go out and they're going to say things about you. So be very, very careful. Avoid arguments. You don't need to be arguing with people. And to be honest, you don't have to answer every question either. Now, that's not in the book. This is a freebie. You don't have to answer every question. You don't have to reply to every email. Sometimes it's better to say less. Less is more. Saying too much or expressing all of your feelings or putting everything out there, especially if it's written or done publicly on social media, it can then be used against you. It can be misconstrued. It can be, people can just take a piece of it, take it out of context. So I would be very careful with things like that. Another thing you can do with difficult people is simply offer kind words. A kind word truly does turn away wrath, and you can counter their hostility with kindness. Now this is hard to do at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's very powerful. It may not show an immediate positive in your favor, either long or short term. It will always trump negativity. And so get into the habit of just responding with kindness. Whether you feel kindness or not, it doesn't matter. You want to grow your business. You want to have the character to sustain a successful business. You want to be attractive to the world out there watching you. You want them to bring their business to you. And that's got nothing to do with money in this case. It's about becoming the person that people will trust and respect and will bring their business to as a result. Sorry, I'm very distracted by a very cute little cat over here. Psst, psst, psst. No, she's not going to come and join the show. Ronald Reagan said, "Surround yourself with the very best people you can find. Delegate authority and don't interfere as long as the policy you've decided upon is being carried out." And that's really wise words, isn't it? Surround yourself with positive people and keep your passion alive. Positive people may say negative things, but usually they are the truth and to your advantage. Find people you can trust so that when you need to be confronted, you can take it. Positive people want to lift you up and not bring you down. Negative people want to bring you down and put you in your place. Take time to learn the difference between the two so that you can take on board well-meaning feedback from positive people and disregard manipulative feedback from negative people. So what do you say? Well, how do you feel about the situation? Do you have any comments? I'd love to see your comments pop up on the screen. Do you have any questions? How do you deal? Do you have any tips for how you deal with negative people? We will all face negative people. We will all have to deal with this at some point in our business. But the way we deal with negative people could actually help us to grow our business. It could actually help us to become a trustworthy person of influence in our community, as opposed to somebody who's just argumentative, somebody who doesn't really care, somebody who doesn't know how to respond with kindness. And if we can learn, and these are skills that we learn, we're not born with them. We're not, well, I certainly wasn't, and I haven't met many people or anybody who is, but you're not born with this ability. You grow and you learn and you develop and you practice and you become a better person, thereby building a better business. Now, skipping out of the section about negative people, we're going to move back into the, what do we call them? The various positive attributes of being a successful business owner. So let me recap. Authenticity was the first one. Passion was the second one. And now we're going to move on to the third one, which is talent. Every single person is born with gifts and talents. Some have more than others do, but we all have them. I'm going to pause there. Do you believe that to be true? Do you believe that you have a measure of gifts and talents? Or do you feel that you were born overlooked and you missed out? Because if you believe that is not true, you have something deeply special inside of you. We all do. Some of us realize it and use it and try and develop it and grow it. Others deny it. Others are familiar with it. They're so familiar with their natural ability that they don't realize that actually it's a gift or a talent. And so we all have it, and we all need to dig deep and find those special things that are inside of us and do business from that place, because that's doing business from a place of strength. Some use more than others, and that is what counts the most. John Wolfgang von Goethe, did I say that right? Goethe. Anyway, you have to get the book to see what I'm talking about. The person born with a talent they are meant to use will find their greatest happiness in using it. Okay, we didn't need that very complicated German name to tell us that, but he said it, and it's true. We will find our most joy, we will find our most fulfillment when we're flowing from what's already inside of us, our natural gifts and talents. Too often, our talents are so familiar to us that we don't even recognize them as a talent in the first place. Recognizing your talents and making a conscious decision to use them will be one of the best things that you could do in business. No business owner can be good at every area of their business. Smart business owners know this and know how to use their talents and delegate the rest. Finding somebody who is better than you is key to success, but trying to be good at everything all of the time will only exhaust you and ultimately lead to your demise. So I'm going to stop there for today at talent, because I think there's a lot to consider there. Some of you might be fully engaged with your talents, you might be aware, you might be flowing in them and developing them and investing in them and trying to get better. And some of you may just be at the beginning of your journey and you just may not even realize that there's something special inside of you that needs to be tapped into and used in your business. So I want to leave you with that point, that thought to ponder on and really consider, have you really taken a good hard look at who you are and what's special about you, and are you using that in your business? Because when you match your business with what's already inside of you, there's going to be an amazing flow, there's going to be an amazing ease. It won't be easy, because you can't build a successful business easily. It's hard work and there's ups and downs, but there will be this ease, if that makes sense. There will be this flow to what you're doing and the joy that you get from it. So I'm going to stop there for tonight, and as always, as promised, I always feature one of our Women's Business Club members. And so today I'd like to feature, well, you'll probably all know her because she's absolutely amazing in her company. I'd like to feature Abby of Truly Tailored Recruitment. Okay, Abby has been with the club for years now, and she loved it so much that she's hosting one. She's hosting a mastermind group. Her company sponsors our awards. I mean, they pretty much are involved in everything. We, Women's Business Club and Truly Tailored Recruitment, are very much one. And so Abby does recruitment differently. I have some experience with recruitment, absolutely hated it from both sides, from running a recruitment agency to being on the other end looking for jobs at some point in my life, and I just didn't like it at all. But Abby, she really and truly, her and her team, they do recruitment differently. They have a genuine personal touch and care for each candidate and each employer, and they will take you, if you're looking for a job or a part-time job, or you're running a business and you need a bit of extra income, no matter what the case may be, go and see Abby and her team at Truly Tailored Recruitment. It's trulytailoredrecruitment.co.uk. They're all over our magazine, so look them up in our magazine, and yeah, get in touch and have a chat with Abby. She's absolutely wonderful, and you won't regret having a conversation with her about any of your recruitment needs. So that's me, done for this Sunday. I got halfway through my tea this week. It was lovely to spend the evening with you, and I look forward to seeing you again next Sunday. Don't forget, if you want to get a copy of the book, I did it in my pajamas. Just hop onto my website. It's in the comment box below or above. I always forget which way. It's www.angeladesouza.com/books. See you next week.